best, you can't settle for the rest. For anything on iRacing, there's just one name you need, Maconi.
With the launch of Maconi Entertainment and Maconi Competizone alongside Maconi Setup Shop, we now provide the best of the best in setups, paint schemes, coaching, broadcasting, and event organization.
With cars across all 4 license classes, we have what you need to hit the track with confidence. Grab a subscription and save money while going fast at MaconiSetupShop.com/subscriptions.
And remember, at Maconi Setup Shop, there are setups, but your victories.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head to head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Hello everybody and welcome to tonight's coverage for the 4th season of the NASCAR Class C Maconi Fixed Series. This evening we're excited to bring you top spot action for the weekly strength of field race for the virtual Nashville Superspeedway in Lebanon, Tennessee. Maconi Entertainment is here bringing you action from all types of racing, including the top spot of this series, the Road to Pro Series, and Fast Fridays. No matter what you're racing, we can bring the action to life. My name's Justin Prince, alongside me for a unique format tonight, Braden Laster and Shane Mundy. Christian Hill and DJ Lyon will be working through us as our producers tonight as we debut the picture-in-picture broadcasting style that will cover both first and second split for tonight's festivities here on Maconi Entertainment. Braden, we'll start things off with you tonight because it's going to be week number 2 this week. It's the start of racing in the Music City. It should be a fun time here in Nashville as we get ready for one of the newer tracks on the block.
That 2 unique back-to-back tracks here in a row for the Maconi C Fixed Series. Went to the 7/8 track of Iowa Speedway, Newton, Iowa last week. And a lot of people call that a short track. A lot of people call it a small intermediate. And we're not quite at that intermediate size, coming in about 1.5 miles. We're just shy of it, coming out 1.33 miles. Like I said, Nashville Superspeedway at Lebanon, Tennessee. A lot of multi-grooves if you want to race in. 14 degrees of banking to carry you around the corner. And a lot of side-by-side close action all night long.
And it's going to make things very interesting, especially since it's concrete. I expect a lot of tire wear potentially for the drivers to battle with. It is a true test as well with the second full week with this new package on the platform. Of note, by the way, Garrett Maines enters this week as the series points leader over Logan Clampett, Ian Culp, James Houghton, and Ty Jordan. Ty Jordan, a big one last time we checked in on this series, where he went on a tear throughout the day of Wednesday last time. He's amongst the top 5 in points coming in. So, a lot to talk about here, Shane. The Music City, Nashville Superspeedway. Your thoughts on Nashville yourself as we get ready for a 40-lapper as we turn towards your Maconi Setup Shop race analysis.
Yeah, this is just such a fun racetrack. Like you said, with the tire wear here, these corners are so wide and sweeping. You have 40 laps here tonight. These guys are going to have to go down to 45 miles per hour on pit road, but we shouldn't expect any green flag stops. Fixed setup is always 0 fast repair, so if you tear it up, that's what you got. It's a tough place, but I love this track. I raced here only once in the past. It was NIS last year, but I had a blast here.
And it should be an interesting time tonight for the top split drivers and for second split drivers. Again, 2 different splits on coverage here tonight on the channel. So that's going to be an interesting one for us here this evening. But for us, Braden, it's going to mean double the fun.
That double the fun, double the action, and then it's always different degrees of excitement. You know, if top split is, you know, caution free, second split typically if you're Maconi C Fixed Series, if you're the one the Open Series or NIS or Road to Pro or not NIS, but like one the Road to Pro, seems top split will have the greatest race in the world, clean green flag runs, and the second split will be under a caution every single lap. So we're hoping we have action green flag racing in both splits, but we'll be making sure and people at home can watch along too, as we'll be keeping updates throughout the race.
We'll keep an eye on both those splits here tonight, as we're just about a few moments away from the end of the qualifying sessions for those drivers tonight. Here in this one, of interesting note, second split qualifying finished a couple seconds before first split qualifying here tonight. Of note, the top split launched an extra 30 seconds later than the other two splits here. So the qualifying themselves is coming to a close here on the racetracks here tonight. It's going to be an interesting time here from Nashville. We'll be racing under the lights here tonight once again as the drivers now make their way to the starting grid for the first split for tonight's action on the racetrack. Eddie Kerner will start on the pole. Jacob Snyder will start second. Clayton Cantrell will start in third alongside Zachary Phillips. Adam Garza starts fifth alongside Philip Swarsky. Then it's Dylan Shields and Jaden Carter, Chad Kleiner, and rounding your top 10 starting spots tonight, Shane, it's David Duke.
Yeah, then we got Jonathan Hernandez in the 11th position, Jonathan Jurgensmeyer in the 12th spot, so a row of a couple Jonathans there. Ian Culp in third, Kyle Ryan, Brendan Andrews 14th, 15th, Adrian Del Rio in 16th, Tristan Johnson, Brian Farrington 17th and 18th. They are the last two drivers to post the qualifying lap. Then we've got Shaquille O'Ray, Chris Williams, Carl Pauken, David Justy, and Jonathan Schwartz from 19th through 23rd to round us out.
That's a look top to bottom at the running order here tonight. And again, second split action just about getting underway themselves. Tonight's top split S.O.F for reference, 38-61. Second split led by Elijah Jackson and Jeff Wells among some of your top qualifiers for that respective split. Those cycling through as they get ready to go racing there. For the race here tonight, Brandon, I'll ask you this. Your thoughts on what we should expect from the field itself in either of the splits?
I mean, Nashville's such a fun track. There's not a whole lot of braking, so you kind of got to sit in the corners and hope it sticks, and it will stick, trust me. Like I said, 14 degrees of banking, and a bit of an abrasive atmosphere with the concrete. You can't really send it too deep if you want to, but you got a couple tire sets in the pits coming in at 2 to carry it around. If you get caution, lucky break, and come down and take some fresh tires, but full sends are expected.
Now, to explain how tonight's format goes here tonight, it's a new style of coverage for the Entertainment Channel where you'll see split action like this in parts of the night here on Maconi Entertainment. It is also what the coverage is to look like for eNASCAR Road Pro Qualifying Series competition. Tonight we'll cover both the top and second splits for the race, and alternate the coverage between said races. Down to the bottom screen, second split getting rolling. We're underway from Nashville in split 2, and a clean launch for the front runners. Already single file for your top 3 on the bottom.
The Steelers guys getting their single file. Elijah Jackson maintaining the lead. You see that early advantage there coming from that pole position. Oh, they're going to be right already though. So we mentioned top split normally pretty clean. Second split is a caution fest, and so far we're keeping it true.
Well, that was definitely not to fest, Shane.
No, well, we saw quite a show in Iowa last week, Justin, and I think second split might have taken some notes.
Well, top split itself just about getting us set to go. Eddie Kerner in the Neon Instant Machine in control. Again, field of the hands of Barney for this one. Green, 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 and we're underway for top split racing from Nashville.
Good launch for both of the front runners there side by side as they go down to turn 1. We'll see who comes on top here off turn 2.
Oh, and some trouble running. Snyder out of the marbles, nearly spins it. First time in 1.5 miles or even past a mile. In official action with this package, Snyder, a champion in this series, getting squirrely from the second groove.
Yeah, so much for that dead even start going down to 1. He must have sent it a little too hot there into 1 and 2, got out of the groove. These guys are on cold tires to start this thing, and that didn't help him any.
And that's all seeing the top four now parade around the bottom. Meanwhile, Eddie Kerner leading the way. And one thing noticed so far in this package so far, it's very important to save tires early. It's similar to that what you see in the Xfinity Series car almost, Shane. You push too hard, you're going backwards.
Yeah, not only are you going backwards, but it's going to be miserable because that thing's not going to turn whatsoever. And there's nothing more frustrating, at least for me, behind the wheel of one of these cars than not being able to rotate on just old worn tires. And these guys are getting a little strung out here so far, so it's kind of interesting. We'll see how Eddie's tires are holding up here after a few laps.
And you bring up tire, that's a great point too, because typically when we broadcast, the C Fixed Series, we're here and it's Wednesday night. These guys have, 2 or 3 nights of racing. This is the very first time slot for these guys, so some of them are going in bone dry with no practice whatsoever.
Yeah, that's a risky move sometimes. You see some guys jump right in, they get a little more confident and maybe safe. They pay the price, knocking the wall down on those old tires, or even worse, going around and collecting others.
Yeah, and a reminder that we're already under caution, second split, hence why we're full screen for first split, where we stay green for the first 4 laps of the action here tonight. Already, some of the drivers trying to make up some ground to it. Shields, Chad Cleaner in particular, is already up 3 spots. That leading group should say, lining up behind Cantrell. Garza trying to figure out a way to get around.
You got Phillips, there's Zachary Phillips right there behind using that draft. You mentioned not a whole lot of braking opportunity or time here. It's kind of coasting the corner, maybe a little trail brake to get the truck settled. And especially with this new package that came out last week, some of you guys are still trying to figure out to the inside. You can go below the yellow line. You can do it here at Nashville, side by side.
Adam Garza trying to wrap that yellow line for the pass. Not able to make it quite yet, but Shane, that bottom line is the line you need to be running pretty clearly. Clearly, should rather say.
Oh yeah, something that really impressed me with Garza's move there is how far down he went to get under him and how well it stuck in turn 1. I mean, he played that perfect. Clay is doing a really good job here though, staying side by side with him for now.
And now a send for Garza, able to close the door. Cantrell. Yeah, forced to lift up a big time there. Zachary Phillips taking advantage as well.
I can't help but feel like Zachary Phillips here is maybe babying that truck a little bit to kick off. We just talked all about those tires and how important they are. And it just seems like he's kind of letting these guys make mistakes, although he wants to ditch Clay as soon as he can. Doesn't want to waste a lot of time battling with him.
Yeah, this is a racetrack where the more you battle, the more time you lose, right? They've already lost 3/10 with this battle side by side and about a lap and a half to Garza. Phillips started 4th, mind you, in this race, still trying to get the wraparound for the inside groove. Not much doing so far, but he is able to get the edge for the most part, just about clear for the next time around.
Yeah, meanwhile, Eddie Kerner is gone up at the front, gone by over a second now over Adam Garza. So gonna be interesting. Does Garza play it safe here? Just kind of hope for a caution. What are you guys thinking?
I think Adam Garza, sorry, is sitting here just kind of playing it cool. I mean, he has no pressure out back. Zachary Phillips and Clay Contra making sure of that. So, I mean, they falling back. You see the gap there.
Caution.
Caution. Well, that's definitely going to change everything.
I think it's in the back here. A few guys in the 20s going around.
And we're under caution for the first time in top split. It's the 16, and partly once those around, it's Shaco Ray, who ends up being a part of the trigger after going side by side with Kyle Ryan. And then things got ugly for the back straight away. And when things get ugly here, they get ugly fast, as Jonathan Swartz also picked up significant damage. Picture in picture for second split in the bottom corner, by the way, for a restart situation. Already under caution for the first time, about a quarter of the way through split 1.
That second split finally getting back underway after that first lap caution that we saw. Brandon Argenio in the lead. Started on pole. He's going to stay in pole. He's got Justin Belfiore right behind him once again. Everyone's getting single file in a hurry, in a jiffy. And some guys are trying to get up to the front. Some guys not playing very nice at all. But top 4 or 5 guys running single file for the most part. A couple black flags, actually. Jason Gratton started way in the back. had one of the slower qualifying times, and I guess he jumped his restart. So green flag pit stops, not scheduled, but already happened here in second split.
Yeah, interesting, very interesting, obviously the unscheduled part. So again, under caution in top split. Let's take a look at a replay. We've had contact entering pit road. We've also had contact that led to this. Here's O'Ray and hard into him, Schwartz.
Yeah, he almost had that thing saved about 3 different times, but finally ran out of luck there. The one's pinching him pretty tight.
Ray had a great run last week in this exact time slot here at Iowa, top 5 run for him. So not someone we normally see inside the top 5 too much as far as the Maconi C Fixed goes for our broadcast time slots. And second split trouble. They are tearing it up, and they're going through the grass here, almost identical to that top split wreck. And Ricky Paz makes sure everyone knows how he feels on the radio.
Mike Rhodes involved in this one, under caution in both splits now on screen. And cautions breed cautions. I don't know, there's something in the air with the cautions sometimes, regardless of the split.
Do you think we can get the third split going, see if they're under caution?
I give you a $2 bet that probably is the case.
You got to keep it low. $2 can't go too high.
No, not at all.
You don't want to drain your bank account counting on these cautions.
Well, we said, with not having too much on-time break here, or on-break time here, you kind of force into the corner, and the more and more you do that, more opportunities you have to do that. Typically, someone's not going to give you some wiggle room. Someone's not going to slide up, and that's exactly what happened under split 2. That's why they're under caution here. Someone forced into that, someone being Quinn Seitz in the number 1 truck, and Ricky Paz wasn't letting him up at all. I mean, he shouldn't have to. I mean, Quinn's the one that sent it, and Paz definitely made sure to let him know. Ricky was on the radio saying, "Hey, I'm up here. Hey, I'm up here. Hey, I'm up here," and then finally turned Quinn. So.
And notably in top split here, Brendan Andrews, that 19 Shell Pennzoil paint scheme you see on your screen there, he actually stayed out on the same tires he started this race with. Everyone behind him came to pit road under this caution.
2 tires as well for Jacob Snyder. That's why he's outside front row. Some bold strategies. Well, they work out this time in top split. Green, green, green. A bit of tire spin for Andrews, but it's 3 wide nearly.
That tire spin able to still pull away pretty good. He's got some heat in his tires compared to the guys behind him, but here comes Eddie Kerner sliding in line right behind him. He's going to run the bottom, get to his quarter to the door. Bumper, he might clear himself by turn 3.
We got a spinner in the back here, guys.
Oh, and we stay green. It's David Duke involved. All while Kerner goes the race lead. It is trouble for Duke. We stay green as it's 2 and 3 wide to the heart of the field.
They're having to duke their way up here, or duke it out in the back. We talked about restarts provide a great opportunity to make up a ton of time up the track. Goes Kerner, I believe. So I'm not Kerner, I'm sorry, but yeah, so the driver there stay on those old tires, and they're not quite working out that well for him, and he's already down outside the top 5 almost.
I think his best bet here is to just kind of hold any track position he can, maybe catch a caution here in a little bit, and pit with these guys and keep the ground that he's gained. But it's going to be a big challenge there for Brendan Andrews.
Especially since the longer the run, the worse it's going to get. The tire fall off already for him has been up to 2/3 this run since the restart. He's already having those pass him on the high side. Snyder trying to do a solid job though, despite the bobbles. He's still making the 2 tires stick for now. How long is the question? He's nearly in the wall.
God, look at the stack up there behind Brendan Andrews. Andrews has a whole line of hungry hippos waiting to pass him. It's like an all-you-can-eat buffet, but the only thing they're eating is Brendan Andrews up.
Yeah, I think Schneider is really hurting Garza here, and I mean, for good reason. He didn't just let him have it, but Garza was right on that tailgate going into turn 1.
There's no place to take the run quite yet. Still, you mentioned the hungry hippos. They're now 2 by 2, trying to eat each other alive in terms of the heart of the pack. Still no move quite yet for Garza, though. He's trying the diamond line, though. As we go back picture in picture, second split down below. as you see how they're faring out right now.
Got a couple tempers flying over the radio, and after that incident we saw, it was still under caution from that incident we saw a couple laps ago. They're finally lights are off the pace car and get ready to go back racing here.
So, as Garza now goes to second, it's going to get interesting how people let the tempers flare. I'll put it this way, Braden. As someone who just ran some action just prior to tonight, get a feel of the sense of the, the barometer of the atmosphere. If it starts hostile, it can take a long run to cool it down.
Well, we're in the Music City. I think some of these guys are definitely letting their emotions sing, and sometimes it's for the better, sometimes it's for the worse. But we've already eliminated 5-6 drivers here in the second split. So you got Jeffrey Bradway all the way down 19th, last guy currently running. He's 2-3 laps down. We got a couple guys on the pits trying to get damage fixed, but Field is dropping like flies here in second split.
They're just about
out again. Sorry, Justin.
Yeah, I was about to say, they're just about to come to the restart in the bottom corner. Garza trying to go 2x2 himself. He's trying to get the wraparound for second. Right now, Kerner up by 20 truck lengths. Look who's there, though. It's Kleiner, who's been a hard charger all race. He's ready to charge up to the podium. Green in the bottom corner. As the second split gets back underway, the battle is on for second and top.
Yeah, Paul Klein in that 14 truck really making it work, running the middle of the high lane, able to get the run off of Derek Shaver. Shaver up quite a few spots, using these restarts to his advantage, and hopefully, fingers crossed, they have made it more, I think, this restart than they have the whole race.
Oh, 3 wide is Garza.
Oh, there's going to be contact here.
Caution flag is out.
Anyway, oh, big.
Someone got air there. Coming off a turn.
Again. Oh, and 19.
Oh, he kept bleeding there, kept falling back quite a bit, and you can only carry so much blood before you bleed out.
Can't help but wonder if he was the reason for the bunch up there, maybe lost it on those worn tires.
Well, he needed a caution to kind of change the strategy up. I just don't think he wanted to be the caution.
Oh, yeah, no.
So again, the reason for this yellow flag in this circumstance right now in top split, Andrews turning Ryan off of turn 4 on the offset 3. And so, first split is now under caution. Second split is doing very fine, meanwhile, in the other corner. Now let's take a look what happened here. Again, it's the 19 involved.
See.
Maybe he's just parked getting some pizza. There it is.
Might have started before him, the 19.
See, I saw a car in the air coming off of turn 4 there. So, talk about Brandon Andrews and the 19 on the older rubber, falling back quite a bit, get stuck 3 wide here. And oh man!
Ran out of room there, not quite clear there. Oh, and that's big damage for the 19. That's probably some suspension damage as well.
Yeah, that is a meatball flag for sure as a result of the contact. So, take him out of the equation. He's already out of the racetrack from that second split, as we mentioned, going very fine. What's going on down here so far, Braden? Because so far, we're seeing dive bombs.
That's Justin Belfiore started second. He's falling all the way back now to 8th. Wesley Tripp and Dakota Stahl is kind of sent 2-3 wide, and Justin continuing to fall here. He's got Mike Rhodes to his bottom, and they're stacking up big time. Going to turn 3, they're bumping each other like it's bumper cars at the go-kart track, and so far they're keeping it green. We're on lap 18. We're not even halfway yet through split number 2, but so far still Brandon Argenio, Paul Klein, Derek Shaver, the top 3, but see riding on board with Will Bustler here. Definitely getting excited in the middle of the pack.
This is a wad. I mean, these guys are starting to kind of file out now, but when we first jumped over here, those guys just 3 wide, tight together. It's great racing.
Cross flags in a couple laps time. 3 wide again. So, here we go.
There we go.
That's Mike Rhodes. We were just talking about him.
That's the second caution involved in this race.
Now, how come they keep reckoning the same spots in both splits here? That was the same off turn 4. Extra.
I think they're watching the broadcast. The problem, like, oh, they wrecked there, we got a wreck there. So Mike Rhodes, though, 19 involved in that one, had a lot of help. Full send by Cole Larson, I'm assuming not related to Kyle, and unfortunate series of events. Stacked up a couple innocent bystanders on that one. A couple guys going through the grass.
Let's see what happened. 3 wide is pretty risky. How about that?
I don't know if I don't think the 3 wide was the cause of Rhodes checking up or getting spun. They were 3 wide regardless, and then the 13 of Cole Larson's kind of sitting in there. And actually had a little bit of help. Justin Belfiore, we talked about, started second, fell back a little bit. Yeah, so Mike Rhodes caught him. He was going slow, and then Larson's kind of sitting in there like a dirt car almost, and said, "Don't mind if I turn you."
Now here, oh, sorry, go ahead.
You go ahead.
So here in top split, now these are top 4 restarters here stayed out there on that last caution. They did take tires their first stop, which was lap 10. These guys behind them all pitted lap 22. Think they got a big enough buffer, or?
That is a risky call. We've already seen the 10 lappers already get shuffled back because we go to live picture. Let's see what happens here in top split now for the restart. Adrian Del Rio in control. It's 3 wide for second already.
This is what Del Rio wants to see. He hopes they hold everybody at bay and he can get away far enough. That's a tough challenge with who our leader's been all night here.
Oh, no place for them to go. Ian Culpover, there's the contact, there's the wreck, there's the slide. They crash hard, and here's the big one.
Yeah,
that was more than a big one. That was a catastrophic one. I saw him go 3 wide down the back stretch and kind of got staggered forward. Someone pushed it a little bit 5 wide there. At that point, it was too little too late. Oh, bumpers flying through the grass.
We got like 5 or 6 guys still sitting back in turn 4, and Del Rio was the only one that stayed out there that I don't think got a part of that.
Jacko Ray and Vonsto's involved. That was Del Rio who got bumped from the lead, trying to block 3 lanes at once. Well, he had said on the radio he had a 4X. Well, he's definitely got an 8X now.
Well, they don't have to really worry, I feel like, about that DQ limit. 25 inches in the points is the DQ limit. If they somehow get it here, but you see the action, you're 3 kind of almost staggered 4 that wide there going off of turn 4 or turn 2. I'm sorry, that just doesn't work out. Oh,
the 23 did get the wall. So the 23 kind of took the 4's nose off a bit there.
I think he went up to go block, and it was just a late block, and the 4 car just wasn't lifting.
I mean, this is dominoes.
Oh man, I've seen Jenga towers fall softer than that. Oh man!
Injury. Oh man! Oh, look at the one truck skating through there. He looked like he didn't lift.
Yeah, that would be Ryan, believe, in that case in terms of the paint scheme. But let's take a look again. Snyder right up the middle. Here's Garza. He was the one truck in session. And then Kablooey.
There's something sweet about that.
Oh, no.
Great. Sweet avoidance, though. Give him that.
Yeah, that wreck was all the tart part right there. That wasn't sweet at all.
That was good. That was good.
So meatball flags for Colt, for Phillips, black flag Hernandez. Brian Farrington has also picked up meatball flags Del Rio in that split. Back to second split.
Yeah,
well,
we're playing iPatient over here.
Well, their first split still has the advantage in terms of laps complete, but still. Coming up to the restart, it's been Brandon Alphin, who's been amongst the more dominant drivers looking to control this restart.
Yeah, Alphin kind of playing a bit of a tire strategy game here on some older rubber, not much older, but older rubber than most of the guys behind him. Cole Larson, the reason for the caution, he has stayed out. She'll be restarting third in the 13/71 truck with a very heavily damaged, and I don't want to call it destroyed yet, but it's one good bump away from being destroyed. Getting ready to go back, green flag racing with Brandon Alphin, though. That 3 truck on the bottom and Justin Belfiore on 23 on the outside.
I gotta say, that 3 truck, considering what we've seen with the old rubbers so far, this might be, oh, he's already spinning them.
And already off and away, Cole Larson also in the conversation too. Side by side, building up for the 3rd position as Larson gets himself clear in the Larson paint.
Now Larson down low, making it work, making it stick. To the bottom, here comes Connor McMillan. Larson started 18th, McMillan started 16th. These two have absolutely worked their way through the field. McMillan a little bit fresher rubber than Larson, a lot cleaner truck. But he's going still third from Larson, watching up before, not quite able to get the spot, but they're duking it up with quite a bit though in this whole top 10.
McMillan had a textbook crossover there on that restart off turn 4. Just trying to get clear. He'll get, oh boy, that was tight.
A little bit argy-barginess, how about you? Still able to hold on to it as here's 3 wide, building up in the pack.
Now a couple guys behind him, Maxim Plante, Paul Klein, and Derek Shaver trying to take advantage of that slight contact between Larson and McMillan. McMillan still with that advantage, quick to come over the radio and apologize. And here comes Maxim Plante trying to make the move for third.
Plante's also been very quick throughout this one. Got some space to wrap the bottom. Still nearly missed that bottom, but still squished around. McMillan still playing good defense in the midst of this nearly side draft down the straightaway.
I don't think it was near the side draft, and they were side draft, and Plante's been in top 10, been in conversation most of the night, has some pretty fresh rubber compared to these guys. Not quite able to make it stick, though. Meanwhile, Belfiore and Alfin are still second and first, and they've pulled away quite a bit compared to the rest of the field.
Oh, yeah, top 2 breakaway. We got the one to go there, and the top split you see in your bottom corner. Jacob Schneider's going to lead him to the restart on that one. Eddie Kerner, the dominant truck of the night, will restart on the top side of that front row.
So a lot of things going at once. Still 2 and 3 wide in the heart of the field for the top 10 with 14 to go in split 2. Split 1 is coming up to 11 laps to go in the bottom corner of your screen. Brandon Alfin has been able to make the tire strat work so far. Bottom quarter of your screen, Snyder still in front. On freshies now with Eddie Kerner. Let's take a look as we go restart. Snyder looking to see, can he steal one from Carter as we come to 11 laps to go, coming to 10 this time.
Kerner was able to get clear there from that second row. That's going to be big for him. Now what Schneider wants to see, can he hold him off here? We're in the closing stages, so it's go time now.
And remember, Carter, every long run, Braden, has been much quicker. Up to a second breakaway every run so far. What does Snyder do to play defense in this?
Not much you can do. Play the dirty air game if you can help it, but if they're able to go green flag to the checkered flag here, it's going to be one of the longest runs of the night. Exactly playing in the hearts of Eddie Kerner in that second purple truck there. Chasing down Jacob Schneider. I mean, see him closing up. Schneider's giving him
trouble.
a dirty
Bottom
air.
corner. Second split just had a slide for a caution. Larson and more involved. And another caution in the bottom corner. Battle for the race lead in top split within 1 truck length as they continue to scramble around down to the final. 10 laps of action to 9 to go in top split.
I think Kerner might have brushed the wall there off turn 4 very slightly, but Schneider just, what he cannot afford is to let Eddie get underneath him. You know, we talked about how the bottom's where you want to be. He cannot afford to let the best truck all night get to his inside.
Better see the replay in the bottom corner. That's Cole Larson. That 7100 cars truck comes right down on top of Paul Klein, sending him down the track. Some major damage for him. No meatball flags yet. No black flags either for incidents, which some guys in the session are definitely getting close. But heartbreaking coming to 10 laps to go for that second split. But Cole Larson, though, on the other hand, just adding dents to his truck at this point.
I mean, they're lucky that wasn't bigger. I'm not sure what happened with the 71. It looked like he might have thought he was...
Well, he got a lot older rubber, and he restarted inside the top 3 after causing an incident about 15 laps ago, if you remember. And he was just falling back and tried to put in a hole where it didn't fit, and he had a little bit of contact. Guy came across his nose, Maxim Plante, but I mean, if there was contact, there's net code definitely involved.
Meanwhile, final 7 laps coming to 6 to go in top split. Dirty air becoming a huge factor, Braden, in this split because Kerner, for the first time, has to deal with it. He is plowing tight in the draft to Snyder.
Well, then before we came over to the second split to cover that, we talked about Kerner was in that dirty air, but it wasn't really affecting him in that dirty air type of way. He was using to get the draft, get the run off the corner. A couple guys up in the wall there, and look, you got lap traffic right in front of Jacob Schneider. Jonathan there, and the 6 truck came out right in front of Snyder, and now Schneider, even though he's a leader, he's having to deal with dirty air.
And Kerner, he's come close to brushing the wall, if not brushing several times off turn 4, which is not helping him at all because Schneider's about to pull 3, maybe 4 tenths here off 4. Oh, he gets so close to it every time.
They're running out of time, though, to do something here. 5 laps to go. And Jacob Snyder, after at one point being up in the marbles, being in the struggle bus with how he handled on the opening lap of this race, could steal this one. Hernandez within 7 truck lanes as Brendan Andrews goes out of the way. Mind you, second split about to get underway themselves. Just coming down to the home stretch in both splits now. All while it is still up in front. Stunner with 4 laps to go.
Schneider's already caught that lap trap. They're not really able to put or go around and put him multiple laps down if he can help it, but that dirty air definitely playing a factor over Schneider's front bumper. Kerner still maintaining about the same gap though, but he's got Adam Garza, Chad Klinger, and Jaden Carter all within a second of Kerner, ready to pound if he makes a mistake.
And Garza has a mere fold of Kleiner right there, and that's not allowing him to really make a push at Garza because he's so on the defensive. Kleiner down below the line.
You know, they would work together, maybe bump draft a little bit. See there, Chad Klinger, the 9 truck, Adam Garza, and the 8 under screener, 1 truck in Sim. They would work together and, you know, Klinger use that draft to push him. See a little bit there, but the second he gets Garza a little bit loose, he shoots to the inside, and that's not going to catch these guys at all.
About 2 laps to go, 1 to go for Tots for second split on the restart. 2 laps to go lap count wise for Tots split. Can Garza play the defense? Can Chad Klinger get himself on the podium? Lap traffic is potentially going to become a factor. They've reeled in Shaq O'Ray as well. And O'Ray nearly just got ran over by Kerner. Here comes the battle for Garza. He clears Klinger. He elects to go back in line for the final lap.
See Shaq O'Ray, they're getting up by the wall, letting these leaders go. Remember, O'Ray was in that first incident of the night for top split here, but Garza's starting to struggle a little bit. See that truck getting tight off the corner, washing up to the wall. Sam McClinger right behind him. They're not really gaining anything at all on Eddie Kerner or Jacob Schneider.
Let me see him make a move. He's run out of time here.
Yeah, but it's the final lap too. This has to be go time if you want a top 3. Jacob Snyder holds on in front by a sizable margin for the lead. But the battle for third, 1 more send. Garza holds third groove. Klinger tries to stick it. Klinger sticks it. Klinger does it. But Garza with the run. Jacob Snyder takes the race win. But the drag race for third sees Garza lose the spot.
Yeah, that
heartbreak.
That was a man. Chad timed that perfectly. As how about Jacob Schneider though getting the win there over the dominant truck of the night, Eddie Kerner? That is a big win there.
Meanwhile, in a huge one for Schneider with how his season's gone, but 7 to go in the bottom corner. It's time to look at how second split closes out. They're 2 and 3 wide to start things off yet again down there as we go full screen for them. All while Schneider gets ready to burn it down in live action split 1. It's 2 by 2 as the second split tries to burn each other's doors apart.
Yeah, Brandon Alphen started on the pole here, started first on this restart. He's able to pull away, but Justin Belfier in second. He's falling back a little bit. He's now side by side in fourth with Dakota Stahl. And that orange truck there in second, that's Derek Shaver, who's ran down Alphen this last lap, almost 2-3 tenths quicker this last lap and a half by. Derek Shaver is.
Now, do we know if the 3 truck, our race leader here, is he still on that old rubber by comparison to the second place runner, Shaver?
I believe everyone's on the same tire strategy right about now.
Okay. 3
if it is, it's within 2 or 3 laps of each other.
3, when he stayed out, must have caught a break with that caution, got on the same tire strategy as them. And it's paying off for him for now, but he's got a mirror full right now.
Eye for the inside. That's a little bit of a bold move for fourth. Got to make it stick for the race lead. Shaver is shaving the time off the board. Brandon Alphen trying to hold on. He started on the pole in this race. Can he hold on to it is the question. Down to 4 laps to go.
Trying to make some magic happen. Dakota Stahl working with Justin Belfier a little bit. Not Belfier, I'm sorry, with Brandon Argenio. We talked about those 2 there in that top split. They needed a bump drop work together. That's exactly what 3rd and 4th are doing here. Dakota Stahl, Brandon Argenio, they're chasing down Derek Schaefer and Brandon Alfie.
So we've seen already dirty air become a factor in top split. How do you do this now for the passes here in split 2 here, Shane, if you want to get the job done?
Well, we got a spinner, first of all. I don't think we'll get a caution for it in the back there. He's out of harm's way. But I'll say this. This battle for the lead is a lot tighter than the one we saw in top split. By the time we were at this point with 3 to go, the gap was a lot bigger, and he also had lap traffic. And so this really doesn't play much to the advantage of our second place runner Shaver, but gosh, I don't know. He's gapped him now. The gap has grown immensely in just the last lap and a half even. I'm not sure how he could pull it off, to be honest. It's going to be a tall task. Might require a big send if he's even in range.
Did you mention that spin the last time by that was Sean Hopkins? Had a little bit of help. He sent a little bit himself coming off of turn 4, and Daniel Bentley, Mike Rhodes, and surprise, Cole Larson, a little bit of contact there.
So coming up to the white flag this time by in this one as they work their way out of 3 and 4. Right now it's Elfin. He started off inside the top 5 of this one. He's got the white flag. Can Derek Shaver go for one more lunge? He closes up 2 truck lanes. He floors it in nearly to the wall, and he now says, good win, truck 3.
I don't know. I think he went too early. I think he should have waited till right here.
That Shaver absolutely sitting there coming off of turn 4, makes a mistake, gets too tight. Here comes Brandon Alfine off of turn 4 looking at the checkered flag, and he's going to get there.
Alfin does it. He's got the victory, and the tire strategy works in his momentum and favor. It ends up being Derek Shaver's second stall, and Argenio, your top 4, Wesley triplet, rounds out the top 5 in split number 2.
Yeah, a lot of good runs here. Oh, go ahead, sorry.
No, you're good. I just action-packed both splits with 2 clean finishes is a great job by both these top splits here on keeping it a clean finish. No foul play there.
So 2 sets of burnouts to see here tonight, Braden.
Yeah, great battles all around him. We saw a couple of drag races, different top splits, some absolutely late lunges there in that second split by Shaver. And I don't know what Shaver was really hoping would work. I think that Shane mentioned he did it a little bit too early, but a couple of great runs though all across the fields.
So on that note, we'll take a quick step aside. We can come back. More coverage here on Maconi Entertainment. Post-race coming up here from Nashville Superspeedway.
When you want to be the best, you can't settle for the rest. For anything on iRacing, there's just one name you need, Maconi.
With the launch of Maconi Entertainment and Maconi Competizone alongside Maconi Setup Shop, we now provide the best of the best in setups, paint schemes, coaching, broadcasting, and event organization.
With cars across all 4 license classes, we have what you need to hit the track with confidence. Grab a subscription and save money while going fast at MaconiSetupShop.com/subscriptions.
And remember, at Maconi Setup Shop, there are setups, but your victories.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head to head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Welcome back to what's been a busy night here on Maconi Entertainment. For more coverage of the Maconi Fixed Series, let's run through the 2 different lineups here from Nashville. First, this is top split. Jacob Snyder, Eddie Kerner, Chad Cleaner, your top 3. Garza, Schwartz, Shields, Carter, your top 7. Phil Zorinsky, followed by David Giusti. A good recovery for the 16 for the early cautions. Tristan Johnson rounds out your top 10. David Duke, Chris Williams, Kyle Ryan, along with Culp and Cantrell in the top 15. Also, last in the lead lap was Jonathan Hernandez. A lap down to the end was O'Ray. Andrews, Farrington, Del Rio was your top 20. And in the end, the attrition building up in that one was Phillips, Jurgensmeyer, and Kolpakin involved in the big one, just around the halfway point in top split. Second split, meanwhile, let's take a look at those results here, as second split ends up going a little bit differently on strategy. But in the end, it is Alfin, Shaver, Stahl, your top 3. Alongside the top 5 will be Brennan Argenino, along with Wesley Triplett. McMillan, he finishes 6th. Belfour in 7th. Bustler and Klein with Maxim Plant in the top 10 on the racetrack. Also, inside the top 12, Mike Rhodes for recovery from 2 cautions tonight. Cole Larson finishes 12th. Gradden, Bradway, Bentley, Sack the 3rd, along with Hopkins, Paz, along with Tornes and Quinn Sainz. Your top 20 DNFs include Dean, O'Donnell, and Daly here in this one. So, a busy night for both splits here. Start off with you, Brady. Your thoughts on what we've seen here tonight for the races?
Well, I'm excited to see what kind of show we're able to produce Wednesday, because watching these drivers, the different tire strategies, the races of attrition. I mean, this is only a 40-lap race. We didn't expect this to be a race of attrition at all. And I mean, both races saw 6-7 people out of the race due to damage or multiple laps down. So I didn't expect to be in a race of attrition, but strategy ultimately was the winning call for both parties.
What was your thoughts on the racing, Shane?
Well, I mean, I think the thing that caught me the most by surprise was, aside from, the real big one in top split, we had a couple accidents in second split. They were mostly clean, and especially the finishes. These guys race each other for the most part, it seemed like, with a lot of respect, which gets a lot of respect from me. I, think that both of these winners earned it completely. They held off some hard chargers, especially our top split winner, Jacob Schneider. Kerner ran an amazing race. So I think this is a great thing that Maconi Entertainment has done here.
So in the end, an exciting night. And remember, we're still here on Wednesday on iRacing social media platforms. That should be a fun time. See what happens then. But until then, it's time to thank the rain sponsor, Maconi Setup Shop, as well as you, the viewers, for tuning in. Calling the action tonight was myself, Justin Prince, alongside me, Braden Laster, Shane Mundy, Christian Hill, DJ Lyon amongst your staff tonight. Thanks to all our viewers for watching tonight's action, and we hope you stay tuned to our social media pages for our next race. Thanks once again to the entire staff for bringing this racing to you. This has been a production of Maconi Entertainment. We'll see you next time.
When you want to be the best, you can't settle for the rest. For anything on iRacing, there's just one name you need: Maconi.
With the launch of Maconi Entertainment and Maconi Competizone alongside Maconi Setup Shop, we now provide the best of the best in setups, paint schemes, coaching, broadcasting, and event organization.
With cars across all 4 license classes, we have what you need to hit the track with confidence. Grab a subscription and save money while going fast at MaconiSetupShop.com/subscriptions.
And remember, at Maconi Setup Shop, there are setups, but your victories.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head to head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.